folks, welcome to Guitar Daily. It's Nick Granville here. So I was kind of sifting around on Instagram the other day, as one does, and I saw this video pop up. It kept popping up in my suggested videos. It was this dude, Chapman, Welch. Really good player, fantastic player, he sounds great. But he did this thing about a way to kind of work on your scales, and I've done something similar, but I never quite formulated it how he did. So I thought I'd share that with you today, and all credit back to him and Julian Lage, which is where he says he got it from.
Here's a fretboard mastery trick that I learned from a fellow who learned it from Julian Lage, who I hear is a pretty good guitar player. So check it out, it's a cool one. The idea is we're going to play a 4-note per string major scale. And every single major scale either has an F or an F sharp or a G flat in it. Every one has it in it. It's not the root, but it'll have it in the scale, right? So in the key of C, we play all the white notes on the guitar. So F, G, A, B. And now this is learning the guitar, not playing it, because nobody would do this, F, G, A, B. But F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A.
So one thing I did was I used to work on scales, and I'd start from this point here and try and get somewhere up here, right? And just work through all the scales. But he had the system that he talked about playing 4-note per string and trying to go through it there. And I hadn't thought about doing that as 4-note per string, right? I've played 4-note per string scales, but not quite like this. Right? Usually when I've done 4-note per string scales, it's been, you know, maybe if we're in the key of G major, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But this exercise, and I'll call it a scale workout if you will, because I've done one on arpeggios and I've done one on chords, but I haven't done one on scales. This is a really good scale workout to do. Let's take the key of C major, and we're just going to start here and go somewhere around here, right? And 4 notes per string. So what we're going to do, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Next one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, it takes us up to an A note. So that's just all the natural notes, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now the next thing to do is go to another key, right? We'll just go up cycle of fourths because that's an easy one to do to start with, right? If we start here, we're going to go up to F. And F major would be 1, 2, 3, 4. B flat instead of a B. Right, and then let's go up to upper fourth again to B flat. Upper fourth to E flat. Alright, upper fourth to A flat. And so on and so on. And you could do this with all your minor scales, everything, you know, and it's a good way of looking at it because now you're having to think like from an F, and it's sort of breaking you out of this idea of playing shapes, right? I've talked about it recently in a video. I talked about how to break away from sounding so scale-like. And one of the approaches I gave was to view the guitar in this direction instead of this direction. Whether you think of this as vertical or this is vertical, doesn't really matter, but instead of this direction, instead of up and down and in a shape. And that kind of, and this exercise that I found from this dude is like a similar kind of thing, right? It gets you away from playing in shapes, right? And that's a good thing, right? Now you got to know your shapes. Don't get me wrong. Shapes are useful. Cage system, all that stuff is fantastic. But there'll come a point where you'll just be sick of it and you'll be like, right, I sound too much like I'm in a box. Now I got to start playing through. And I can see why Julian Lage does this because you can hear it in his playing. He has a very much a this kind of direction sort of playing. To me, he sounds like someone who's very free to go wherever his mind goes. And that's a fantastic thing, in my opinion. So, yeah, give it a try. Do it with the altered scale. Do it with anything you know. Pentatonics. I mean, if we were to do G minor pentatonic, it would be... I've done this one before. Run out of space. That's all I can do. So you get the idea. You could see this would be a useful way of kind of expanding your knowledge of it. I wouldn't say I have the stuff down because it's a different way of doing things for me. And that's kind of a cool thing when you find something new. Like, I've done this sort of thing, but not necessarily 4-note per string, not necessarily all starting from F, right? So that's going to be something I'm going to be working on, and I'll keep you posted just to let you know how I'm getting on with the stuff as well, because I'm always looking to develop and get better. You never stop getting better. So thanks very much. If you found this useful, the Buy Me a Coffee thing is linked below. That's really appreciated. PayPal's there if you feel like that's your thing. If you want to check out my albums, they're on Bandcamp, any of that kind of stuff. They're free on Bandcamp. My latest one. Anything like that helps. But ultimately, the most important thing is that you watch, and that if you find this useful, share it with people. If you're someone who teaches guitar, share it with your students, whatever. You know, people are good enough to show me this information, so I'm happy for you to show it to others. Thanks so much. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Cheers.